Welcome back to Let's Play Dark Souls 2. Last time we dealt with the toxic DLC. Yes, expulsion chamber. We dealt with the second of the 3 DLC side optional areas of pain. And this time, the one I least looked forward to. It is a very interesting area, don't get me wrong. There are just some things about it that are unpleasant. But without further ado, into the boat coffin. Away! I like the camera rotates around where you started, not dynamically. Welcome to the frigid outskirts. Land of this entire video is going to be a whitewash. Okay, 2 things to note. 1, there's an infinite number of enemies. Well, not really infinite. They will eventually stop spawning, but there are enemies that will keep spawning for a while. 2, I have a general somewhat of a memory, but that's not what I was going to say. Basically, the blizzard kicks up, and then it releases for a bit, and then it kicks up, and then it releases for a bit. Okay, your starting area is here. I need to find the, okay, that's the sun, which is either east or west. I always get that backwards. I'm looking for... There should be a summoning area right near the start. It is kind of a self-contained area. You can't wander out of bounds, but okay, that's the okay. So that's that. Then that's to the left. Okay. I still have an old map-ish thing. It says that this is to the leftish. West of the starting area. I should be able to summon a Best Fiva and the head of Vengarl. Manhunter. I wanted to summon Vengarl. Well, now I'm just offended. Aha, now I'm not offended. Vengarl is our friend. I'm gonna go ahead and put a crown on. Okay, that's where we want to go. Building. The buildings are kind of along the path that you're going to seek to go, so it's not that bad. It's just if you don't know which direction you're going, it's a pain because you can't see where you're going, and your option is either to wait or keep pushing. When you're not near a building, though, there are unhappy things waiting in the not darkness. So always be listening. There's the next one. And they are lightning elemental unhappy things, and that's not an unhappy thing. That's a generally harmless thing right there. Anti-Hank. Trying to blend in. Trying to trick me into thinking you're Hank. Uh-oh. That's one. Oh, there they are. Yep, unhappy thing. Ow. Ow. Oh, yeah, lightning element also, so be wary of that. Oh, and they generally damage you when they jump, which is kind of annoying, because they jump a lot. That's kind of half the reason I went ahead and got Vengarl, is to help tank some of these. Because, like I said, they keep spawning. They do drop a... Oh, there's another one. Yeah, by the time you kill one, the next one's... They're so obnoxious. They are one of the #1 reasons that this area is disliked by so many people. I'm gonna be honest, they are literally one of the #1 reasons this area is disliked by so many people. They have a lot of health, they deal a lot of damage, and they'll generally chew through your estases. One recommended thing is to just completely ignore them and move on with life. Hello, anti-Hank. Gonna go ahead and use a Pharaoh's Lockstone. Healing Spring. None for you! None for you! You have no right to be here, anti-Hanks. Okay, this is the... That can't be that far. I've lost... Thought Vengarl was an enemy for a moment. I've lost my bearings, so now I've got to wait until the storm subsides. This is one of the parts that makes the area obnoxious to me. I don't mind the reindeer as much as I do the waiting. I don't like just standing around. No, that's the direction I came from. Okay, so yeah, now I kind of remember. And you can heal your NPCs via the healing pool also. Okay, so that's the direction I came from, so this is the way I want to go. Aha! There we go. There's also a nice ring you can get here. It's called the Ring of the Living. It causes you to... Basically, if you're an invading phantom, it will block the glow. Or, I mean, if you're a summoned phantom, co-op phantom, etc. It makes you look like you belong. Go away. Into the building, into the building, into the building! Oh, I forgot about... I knew there was something here. I'm sorry, Anti-Hank. I can't afford having you jump up behind me when I'm not looking. Are you hiding from them too? Are you my friend, sir? Nope! Nope! I was going to be your friend. You just couldn't have none of that, could you? Come on, Storm. Subside. I need visibility. I think it's this way. Yep, I recognize it. There's where we're going. Vengarl, you are so loyal. Oh, by the way, there's a cliff. And stupid reindeer number umpteen dozen. Hello, Cliff. Got the ring. And there's where I need to be. Hey, Vengarl, you are the most loyal thing ever. Oh, poor... Oh, I think he got knocked off the cliff. The reindeer won't mess with you here, though. I think one of the reindeer went off the cliff with him. Okay, what is to follow is one of the more annoying boss fights. Oh, please tell... Oh, you are kidding me. I'll take my chances. Lud and Zalen. Or Valen, I forget. You'd think it's like Ava, but it's not. Yep, I'm dead. Unlike Ava, Lud there has a berserk mode. And some other tricks that I'm not yet going to mention, but I will be jump cutting back there. Now that I've gone ahead and gotten the ring, I can kind of just run straight there. And now that I know the reindeer will follow me. In any case, if you kind of just hug the right wall and keep running, rolling when that happens, you can kind of cheese the area. It's still an unpleasant amount of time to get back to the bosses, though. Doubly so if that happens, or if you accidentally run off the cliff. I have two things to say. One, I am aware that the 3 side optional areas were never designed for solo play. They were designed to be co-op challenge areas. I find this area in particular obnoxious for the main reason of the huge time waste that standing around waiting on a storm to subside periodically is. I do applaud them on trying to be unique, and it is unique. It is an inversion of the void. Instead of a dark area that's hard to see, it's a blindingly bright area that's hard to see. But it is generally also extremely obnoxious due to that being a time waste and the near endlessly spawning reindeer of doom. I can summon 3? Well, in any case. But yes, it was not designed for... I just saw the inside of Vengarl's skull. Not designed necessarily for solo play. The 3 side optional areas in all 3 of the DLC. That's why the Iron Passage is so designed for multiple paths. I still have not got the timing for rolling out of that. The toxic area is kinda... I'll be honest, that's the easiest of the 3. The boss fight is where it's made for co-op kind of shines a little more. This area I find bothersome, most specifically for the time sink. I don't like being blind, I don't like having to stand around and wait for things to be visible, for platforms to be where I need them to be, for, in puzzle games like Camera Obscura, waiting for enemies to move. Especially if you have to do the level 100 times. A dozen times, etc. Any number of... There's a weird shadow on the ground there. Just generally when you have to repeat something, little minor annoyances magnify. I can't remember how I beat this boss the first time, ages ago. I've only done it once. Only tried it once. Well, I mean, I'm lumping the attempts together into once. I've only had one character that I tried to do it and succeeded in doing it. And I don't remember what my strategy was. I'm nearing the cliffs, and that worries me. Okay, there we go. It is very, very possible to be blinded and go right off the cliff. I'm gonna see if any of the summons survive. And I have no bloodstain in there because the reindeers got me on my previous attempt to just run here by myself. One of the big downsides to trying to run in here with all the summons is, I think it's 30% health boost for each summon, so you've nearly doubled the boss's health if you do this. I hear you. I don't think Vengarl's gonna make it. He might. Oh, he made it. You know what? I'm gonna try it. Come on, fellas. Don't fail me. Ice enemy, fire weapon. And this time I'm gonna close the gap instead of yapping. It's actually not that bad of a boss fight. Most of the pain is in the Berserk mode and the getting here. Also, there's Zalin, one of the other things that I didn't mention. The thing I didn't mention, specifically. Oh, yeah, and they do quite love to share targets. I'm sorry, you were aiming away from me when you jumped. Did you jump backwards? Not one of my favorite fights. They don't actually have a ton of health. The problem is in just that, like any multiple boss fight, that finding an opening where you're actually able to do anything and not getting ganged up on. Some of this I can work around, mind you. Life gems, for instance. But it's an example of one of those boss fights that the boss fight itself I don't have complaints about design-wise. The area leading to the boss fight I have complaints about because you spend more time running and doing nothing than you do in the boss fight. It is one reason I've always said that it'd be really neat for the Dark Souls games to have a boss fight, a boss rush mode of sorts, which, not specifically here, beat all the bosses in order, although that could be done, as, you know, here is... Oh, good example. Shadow of the Colossus has a time trials mode where you can go up to a statue of each of the Colossus and fight them. Now, for various reasons, you couldn't do it quite the same in Dark Souls. Shadow of the Colossus kind of assumes that you'd have certain items at that point, and you use, I believe, the base health and stamina. In Dark Souls, I would assume that you would be loaded in with whatever equipment you actually have, because there'd be no way to really automate it. But it would be interesting to have a mode where you could just fight bosses generally, either for your own fun, for practice, without the trek to the bonfire. I mean, trek from the bonfire. Or more notably, then when you beat the boss, you wouldn't have to me to use a bonfire ascetic or other things. One of the Dark Souls games, it may be Dark Souls 2 or 3, I don't know. My friend of mine told me there is a mod that adds a boss rush mode. I've not looked into it, and I can't remember at the moment whether it was for Dark Souls 2 or Dark Souls 3. But he applauded it and said it was very well implemented, so it'd be something I might look into in the future. At least having a lot of stamina does make getting back there easier. Kind of. But this is an example of a boss that, if the bonfire was next to the fog wall, wouldn't be as problematic, and it would be actually pretty fun to practice against. But that, as a result of the 3 to 5 minute trek back to the fight, becomes more obnoxious than it needs to be. Oh no, I got turned around. If I could change one thing about this area, it would either be put a bonfire over near there, or get rid of the, I don't know, wouldn't get rid of the blizzards. Change the timing on them. Move! Go away! But I'd probably change it so that you get a lot more visibility with shorter periods of blindness, instead of short periods of visibility with long periods of blindness. And somehow Vingarl has gotten through this with very little damage dealt. I guess he's been the one that's been hanging close while the other ones have been taking a beating. Well, we know 2 of them are getting desummoned. I'm gonna use the Ring of Restoration and swap to the Ivory King. That'll give me a little bit of health regeneration. Yeah, Fiva's not surviving this. Vingarl, run! Oh, thank goodness. That would have gone so badly had it actually contacted me. That shadow on the wall is making me jump. I keep thinking Zalin's already entered the fight. You can see him up there. Watching. Taunting. I don't know what I just did, but okay. I forgot about the 180 swipe. Oh, that one I know to get away from. And here comes the other. That's the problem. The big problem is if they both decide you're interesting, and there's that weird sideways backwards jump. I don't know what was going on there, but that cat wants me. If you can get one of them to be dead, it's a lot less And they're changing targets between me and... Oh, there's so many reasons I don't like this fight. Ugh. And now I get to just stand here and do nothing while I wait for the stupid visibility. Oh, isn't this such fun? Oh, this area of the game brings out unpleasantness. So much unpleasantness. What I was trying to say during the fight before I started getting ganged up on was, individually, it's not that bad of a fight. And with co-op, it's even better, because, you know, then you can actually strategize. But when you combine the annoying time sink of trying to get back to the boss fight, excuse me, and the issue that comes with multiple bosses or multiple enemies being able to chain their attacks together unpredictably depending on what the RNG decides to do that day, it can lead for a solo player to a very unpleasant time. And the AI can make the fights either harder or easier depending a lot on the AI. In the case of Ludenzahlen, they have a very substantial habit of jumping back and forth between targets constantly, which can make... I'm getting better at that, at least. Getting away from them unnecessarily troublesome. It can also make just getting near them to have a window of attack more troublesome also. Lingering Flame would be an interesting pyromancy to try, but it has the glaring weakness of it. It's got a long cast time, so even if it did a fair bit of damage, you'd be likely to get killed in your attempt to use it. I'm gonna try it with Vengarl and Manhunter if they can, you know, actually get here. Vengarl, where you be? Oh great, the near dead one made it. Sorry, Fever. Vengarl! Any chance you intend on, you know, getting over here? No? I see. I really shouldn't be surprised. It is Vengarl's head, after all. Well, his head and body. He's a good tank, and that's why it's annoying to leave him behind. Oh, good, here he comes. Come on, Vanguard. Off the cliff he goes. He's not even trying to move at this point. Oh, there he goes off the cliff. Yep, we're going without him. Come on, Manhunter. Okay, I don't know what you fired, but that was painful looking. Now we've got Zalin to deal with. I don't like that once one of them hits you... Once one of the spears hits you, your shield staggered. I don't know what the term for that would be. Basically, if you block one, you get to eat all of them. And even through a shield, that's going to take half my health. So naturally I Estus, and naturally it jumps me immediately after. That should help some. That'll reduce the amount of damage that Crystal Soul Spear is doing. Oh look, Abyss made it. Abyss. Let's see if Vengarl can make it. Well, Vengarl's gonna make it. Manhunter ain't. Get in here. Vengarl. Dude, you made it across the bridge and you stopped to deal with the horses. Get in here. Well, that at least does a lot less. Oh, come on. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Incoming! Just try to keep them both on your screen if you can. Or at least keep track of them. Now when you get Lud, I think it's Lud, when you get one of them weak enough, I'm in a dangerous position. I don't know where the other one's at, is what worries me. Okay, I can pop a life gem. I can pop another life gem. If we can get Lud down. Oh crap, oh crap, where's the other one? Gotcha! Got one down, and we did it without him going berserk. Whew. Now if we're careful. Yeah, Manhunter O'Hara is not coming out of this alive. But now I can focus on a single target. Zalin will enter a berserk mode where all you're going to want to do is get away, get away, get away. I'm using life gems because they pop a little quicker than an Estus, and they leave that ambient healing. I lost my target lock there for some reason. And repair powder. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that attack. There's that backwards leap that caught me a minute ago. There's the berserk mode. Basically like Smelter Demon, just minus the damaging aura. Zalin also heals itself during this time period. And takes less damage. One thing you can do during this is to consume a Bright Bug, but there's a limited number of those in the game, and I'm bad about not using limited items. You're just not going to want to get hit by anything he has during this. It's also why I'm taking a lot less risks in getting near him. Because he's got so much more damage during this. He's also regenerating health, but it will wear off. There it goes. Explosion! You know, it occurs to me, I never tried using my claws. Back. This is a horrible idea. Yeah, I don't think it's poisoning. We win. We win! And I got my silver serpent ring put back on before the souls, I think. In any case. Oh, hello. Nope. Nope. Go away. I have bested your master. Leave me be. Hurrah for Allah. Yes. But, well, I wanted to read the message. I'm not going through all that again, because different messages load, and there's a chance it wouldn't be there. But, since that area is technically designed for co-op, I don't mind, pulling a summon on that one. I don't know if Lud can go into Berserk mode like Zalin can, so I'd recommend if one of them can't, take that one down first. Spooters, I am busy. Thank you. That guy just so happy to see me walked off. Hello, Spooter. I want to see if she sells what the Luden's Island souls can do. Back, Spooters. Spooter, stop being so clingy. Yes, I do. He hasn't figured out he can't hit me yet. Let's see. Ivory Straight Sword. Oh, there we go. Lois Greatsword is Lud's soul. Oh, there it is. And the Lois Shield. Gradually restores HP while equipped.
Come again.
And now we go visit Strayed, who is secretly frumped. Don't tell anyone. He doesn't know it either. Just shove an item in his mouth and see if he makes that noise. Trampt made a specific noise when you fed him items in the first game. For anybody that might not know that. I doubt anybody that wouldn't know that would be watching this. I doubt anybody would be watching this anyway, but anyway, no.
Well, this is a most twisted soul.
Yes, you are.
Very good indeed. Prepare to peer straight into the heart of magic.
Oh, that's right, he's talking about the Dark Lurker soul, I think. Trade. See, there's the Smelter Demon. Sword. Where's the other Smelter Demon sword? Life Drain, Repel. I think that, it's kind of like a parry, but it's on a spell. Outcry. I remember that one. That's the Dark Geysers. Acid Surge is good for PvP because you can basically creates a poison cloud of acid that does durability damage. Using that and certain other items, you can basically erode a target's armor into nothing. Toxic Mist is good. Sacred Oath isn't as good as it sounds. It's not necessarily bad, but its buff is not huge enough, and it doesn't last long enough to be what one would consider an amazing one.
Feeble cursed one.
Oh, hush you. I said whoosh. You know what?
Well, very
There is something I want. Toxic Mist. I think Life Drain Patch is the only thing the Dark Lurker Soul can be used for. Where's the Blue Smelter Sword, though? Where do I go for that one again? Takes a lot of strength. 60 strength to dual wield them. No, 40 strength to dual wield, 60 strength to power stance. To one hand them. You know what I mean? But in any case, this is going to be somewhat of a short episode, but to follow suit on the pattern that has been going, I'm gonna go ahead and level up here. I think. Can I level up, ma'am? Yay! One more stamina. I'm gonna go ahead and pause here, and I will see you next time.